Well, hello, boys and girls. It's when I feel like at o'clock, and I'm Pearl of Wisdom. You're listening to my NHL Pearls of Wisdom, and it just happens to be when I feel like it. Interesting trade happened yesterday. Very interesting. Maybe the most interesting trade of the year, to tell you the honest truth, as far as I'm concerned. Oh, by the way, I'm supposed to. Apparently, my entourage has been telling me to ask you to subscribe now, before not the end, but now, so people know. And I'll send you a My NHL Pearls of Wisdom necklace and helicopter to Durham signed by me. I don't know why anybody wouldn't want that, but if you don't, don't. If you do, do. And let's get to the trade. So the trade was Yokohara for Nylander between Chicago and Buffalo. Um, Yokohara is I was watching those Chicago games, when Quinville was coaching. He was playing Yokohara in a very sheltered role. Um, he was playing mostly offensive minutes, trying to keep him out of the defensive zone as far as faceoffs are concerned and stuff like that. Probably just utilizing the tools that he has to get the best out of it. Yokohara's got great offensive tools. Um, Anyways, Quinville is asked to head off somewhere else because I think they don't want to lose Colaton, who was touted as one of the best young coaches out there, and a lot of coaches were going to be coming available. Coaching positions were going to be coming available. So they kindly said, Quinn, we know you're going to be able to find a job, and we don't want to lose this kid. Bring him up. He watches Yokohara. I think he might have even worked with him a little bit in the minors. I could be wrong there. And says, and it appears what he says is, you need to work on your defense. We want you to work on your defense. Go down to the AHL and do what you can to work with them there to be better defensively. So who knows what happens behind closed doors, but he does well in the minors as far as offense is concerned. It's quite possible he went to his agent and went, I don't know. I'm not really happy with this situation. And the agent told Chicago, it's not looking like he's not very happy and all of those things like that. So what do? Chicago goes out and gets two defensemen. They get Calvin DeHaan, who's injured but should get a full recovery, and Oli Mata. So if there was any issues before about the problems of Yokohara not being able to play, it certainly is even bigger now. And maybe he just went out and said, look, I want to play in the NHL. I think I'm good enough. Find me a place. And so he was kind of on the market. Now Buffalo with Nylander, who, for my own team, I'm an Edmonton Oilers fan. When they picked Puljujärvi, I was like freaking out because I love Sergachev. I wanted them to pick Sergachev. As it turns out, I wasn't all that right either because Tkachuk was the pick. But okay, whatever. Definitely not Puljujärvi. I won't get into that because we're talking about this. Sergachev keeps on falling. Vancouver took Ulevy before him. I would never have done that. But Buffalo comes up, and I'm like, for sure, Buffalo, defenseman. They need a D-man. They take Nylander. The Nylander is great, highly skilled, but there's always been problems or issues, apparently, with his attitude. Kind of like I deserve this type of guy. You owe me, apparently. I don't know. He goes to the World Juniors, does well, comes back, and this is at the time. Oh, what's his name? Of course, it wasn't Botterill that was in there at the time. It was Thomas. I can't remember his name now. You guys help me out. But when he came back from junior, everybody was asking, "Are you going to bring Nylander up?" And before they can even get their words out of their mouth, they're like, "Nope. He's going down. He's going down. He's going down." It's kind of like, no fucking way. This kid's got to grow up. That's what I got from it. Sounds like he needs to grow up. Now, they were saying the same thing about Strome in Chicago when they traded him, or in Arizona, and they traded him to Chicago, and he turned out really well under Kuliton. So what happened with Yokohara, and now, and the difference between Yokohara and Strome? Well, the difference between Yokohara and Strome is he needed help on defense. Strome had all the tools to play now. I don't know what the attitude thing was in Arizona, or what was going on, or why they weren't fond of him. I know he's not the fastest skater in the world. I know that Arizona is very much to do with the fancy stats, statistics, and Strome's stats maybe weren't what they wanted to see, or what have you. I don't know what happened there, but goes to Chicago, he's almost a point-a-game player. So it's possible that if Yokohara would have just kept his mouth shut and went back up and let Kuliton work with him, he would have been fine. But they're like, we've got Boquist now. That's the other thing. They got Adam Boquist. They got Nicholas Bodin, I think it is. Both of those guys are right defensemen, I believe, so they're stacked. So they figured, okay, we're going to trade Yokohara. The big surprise to me isn't that they trade Yokohara. The big surprise to me is that they identified Nylander. I'm sure there was other teams out there that had prospects that they'd be willing to trade as well. I could be wrong. Because I don't think Chicago was wanting to bring money back in this deal. They'd already filled out their roster with Shaw, and I'd mentioned the two defensemen that they already picked up. I don't think they really were going gung-ho to try to put in more veterans in their front line, on their forwards or their defense. So they were looking for a prospect or a pick, and they identified Nylander. It's going to be really interesting to see how Nylander works in Chicago. As far as Buffalo is concerned, Yokohara now he goes into a similar situation he was before in Chicago. They've got Ristolainen, Bogosian on the right side, Brandon Montour they just brought in. They just brought in Colin Miller, all right-handed defensemen. Which has led to a lot of speculation that Rasmus Ristolainen, who has been seems to have been in the trade rumors a lot. He's probably on the way out. But even so, he's still going to have to fight for some ice time with Brandon Montour and Zach Bogosian and Miller. So I don't know if this is much better of a situation than he was before. I have a feeling Buffalo's going to tell him, we want you to work on your defense there too. Very interesting trade. I think now, if you ask me, on paper, it looks like Buffalo got the best of this deal. But with what Kuliton seems to be doing with these young players and how they seem to be working for them and working for him, especially guys like Strome, this could go either way. If Yokohara goes back to Buffalo and they say, we want you to stay in the minors, what's he going to say now? If that was the actual issue to begin with. And in Chicago, is he going to say, fuck again? Okay, I want out of here too. I don't know. It's going to be interesting. But this is my full 42%, boys and girls. Tell me what you think about this. Give me your pearls. I would love to have your pearls all over the place. Have a great day. Lots of love to you.